Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. And yes, Alhamdulillah, I'm all good, Tahmish, and very, very happy to be here with you. And an aspiring AMU student and a wonderful person who at such a young age has interviewed some big personalities. There are few things recommended by the Quran and Sunnah which help in achieving success in this dunya. So teach your kids that, like giving sadaqah, charity. Right from a young age, encourage your kids to be proactive in giving charity. Then removing others from difficulty. If some of your friends are struggling with homework or something, you go out and help them in if they're not understanding. So inculcate these values in married kids or whatever. Enjoy every phase. And when you will be positive and enjoy that phase, the children will look up to you. The children will always know my mom was not the one who was herself not able to manage me, what she will manage anything else. He should always look up to you. Oh, I am facing a situation, be it, by mistake your child entered a wrong party. He had something, he saw something, but he should have the guts to come and tell you that, oh mom, by mistake, I went in a party and there were wrong people there. Or maybe he hasn't having a situation with his own children. He should feel the faith and trust with you. And it will only come when your mindset is relaxed and when you are proactive and when you are calm and when you handle things with hikmah. And that is when, your children will come up to you. So enjoy your phase.
Assalamualaikum everyone. This is Tamish and you are watching Tam Talks. Hope you all are good. Today, I want to know from you that are you confused with your balancing approach? Balanced parenting. Yes, today we are here for balanced parenting. All we are worried that we should be mild or protective with our children or not. We should be harsh with them, how we should treat our children. So for that, we are having a great personality, Aaliyah Khan, who is a CEO of the Islamic Kids Store, and she is the award winner of Business Icon of India. As well as she was the finalist in SIB Awards in UK. So I welcome her on my podcast at Tam Talks. I hope, ma'am, you are fine.
Yes, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. And yes, Alhamdulillah, I'm all good, Tahmish, and very, very happy to be here with you. And an aspiring AMU student and a wonderful person who at such a young age has interviewed some big personalities like Brother Mufti Meng, Dr. Advocate Fest. So in fact, I'm very fortunate and happy to actually be here today on your show. So Jazakallah khair for having me on here.
And Jazakallah of you, ma'am, that you are having on just a one call. So, ma'am, let's start about your journey. That I want to know, I'm so curious to know that what's your journey, how you get the idea of this kids store and how you find it suitable for you. Okay, I will work on this being a lady and being with children, you are married. So how you find that idea and you are working so fabulous here. Yes.
Yes, Alhamdulillah, I'm a simple housewife, a Muslim housewife from India, and I used to, like all Muslim women out here, I have been qualified, educated, done a corporate job, and post-marriage, post-kids, I decided to take a break because I wanted to be there for my kids. And I'm sure this is the story of typically every Muslim, most of the Muslim family households. And so I was here with my young kids wanting to do something because I have the creativity and the idea. And that is why I decided to get on board individual housewives like myself who would like to do something in their with their creativity and innovative ideas, but at the same time with their hijab and with their flexibility of working from home and being with their kids and family. So this is how Islamic Kids Store was born. And Alhamdulillah, it wasn't that we just planned on something like that. Things just kept coming. Initially, I was traveling a lot because my husband was an IT consultant. So I was traveling to many countries abroad. I went to Canada, I went to UK. So, when I was traveling to these countries and I saw the kind of Islamic products available there. And when I saw those products are not available in India, in spite of the fact that we have such a big majority of Muslim population, our education system is still, committed to just the madrasa form of education. We don't have innovative and creative ideas to teach Islam to children. And that's how in 2014, we decided to get Islamic products, and we got the Amina doll in India. We got from UK, which is the world's first talking doll. And we got many innovative, creative Islamic product and publishing houses in India. That's how our journey started.
Mashallah.
Later on, then we started manufacturing and creating our own range. And Alhamdulillah, since past 2-3 years, we have come up with a wide variety of products, right from cards to books to board games. And Alhamdulillah, I'm very, very happy to say that all our team members are housewives, and Alhamdulillah, these housewives are coming up with such creative products, and Alhamdulillah, now our products are available in just not in India, but many different parts of the world. Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. Yes. So, ma'am, as today we are here for the topic balanced parenting for success in Duniya and Deen. So I want to know that what is balanced parenting? Why we are so much emphasizing on this word? What is this balanced parenting, and does it have any Islamic reference on it, or does Islam talks about it or not? Yes.
See, balanced parenting is not just a word coined by me or some coaches or experts. Balanced parenting is a researched topic in parent psychology. It was in fact found in 1960s when, the first time this word was coined, and it was found to be one of the best modes of parenting, considering covering all kinds of races, cultures, and ethnicities. So this form of parenting is one of the most preferred form of parenting. Now, balanced form of parenting, to understand what is balanced form of parenting, first I will take you a ride through a different kinds of parenting which are there. There are many kinds of parenting styles, which I'll cover in later topics also. But what are the basic 4 kinds of parenting are? One is the authoritative parenting. And authoritative parenting is, what most of us Asian parents are guilty of. That is, we use a lot of things like, you do this, you do that.
Yes.
ये करना है, ऐसे करना है, ऐसे वक्त पे करना है, मैंने कहा है, do this. And so these are authoritative styles of parenting.
When we do some kind of orders and all, yes, orders.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of the ordering kind of parenting.
Yes.
Then the second kind of parenting, which is the new Western style of parenting, which is as parents, we are friends of the children. So it is like, okay, there is something called as wants and there is something called as needs. Needs are something which as parents you are obligated to fulfill of your child. But nowadays, apart from needs, what the parents are fulfilling most of the times is the wants. Wants, Xbox stations, and many, some high-tech toys or everything. See, if Allah has blessed you, you are giving some part of these things for your kids, it's okay. But then extravagantly spending on all this is giving into their wants. So as parents, we need to balance out that. So people who have these kind of permissive parents, they tend to, completely dominate over their parents. And that is why there is no boundary set for such kind of people. And the third kind of parents is disengaged parents. Now, disengaged parent is not at all interested in the whatever is happening in the child's life. He'll be like, "Arey bachcha hai, kuch se ho jayega." They'll grow up on their own. Like, especially, I should say, Asian fathers, always guilty of this, which I think Asian fathers should realize it. Parenting means parenting, not mothering. So parenting mein father's role is very, very important. And most of us Asian husbands, especially, when we actually wrote a book on home economics and personality development, we explicitly describe the role of father in the upbringing of children, which is so important, because most of the time fathers come in the night and they are like, "Hum kama rahe hain, we are getting the money, that's it. Our responsibility is over." No, you are a part of parenting. So disengaged parents are just not bothered about what is going to happen in the parenting style. The last form of parenting, and one for which we have gathered here, is the balanced parenting. Since I come from a I'm the owner of the Islamic Kids Store, and as well as I have done a lot of psychological, Islamic, fiqh, hadith courses I'm doing, as well as I have finished on these topics. So I have realized that how much we are also falling short of this, because in Islam it is mentioned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that we are ummatul wasat. Ummatul wasat means we are the people who should be in between. We are not extremes in our approach. So as Islam, as Muslims, you should be moderates. We are ummatul wasat. So ummatul wasat means being moderate, like that. In our parenting style, we should be moderate and balanced. Like a balanced parenting involves being warm, giving the love, along with setting rules, schedules, and ensuring that your children fulfills the rules and moderation set by yourself. So this is balanced parenting, and this is what we should go forward to become one.
Yeah. So, ma'am, as I asked you that, does it having any reference with Islamic approach, like Islam talks about it or not?
Yes, it does talk about, and in fact, to achieve balanced parenting in your Deeni perspective, it is very, very essential. And the thing is, most of the time, as parents today, we are running towards other kind of books or courses for parenting. But the one book which you should refer, the first thing for learning parenting lessons are the Quran. You open Surah Al-Luqman, you open Surah Yusuf, amazing lessons for parents in it. Due to time limitation, since it will deviate me from the topic, I won't discuss much about it, because when you talk about the number of gems these surahs have for parents, it will go on and on. But what I'm trying to say here is that when you are teaching your kids about Deen, you should also have a balanced parenting perspective. Like if you see Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, once whenever he was praying salah and he was in the sujood, and Hassan Hussein sat on his back, and he prolonged the sujood so much that the people, one of the Sahaba actually got up to see, like, is he missed out something? But and then after the namaz, he said, no, I stayed on for so long because Hassan and Hussein were sitting on my back, and I didn't want to disturb them. I wanted them to enjoy the time.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
So you get that, Hamish. How Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was so moderate and kind in his approach about Deen. He was the imam of a masjid. Nowadays in the masjid, if a child makes noise, everybody's like in India, we may not have come
get
across
him out. Yes.
Masjid.
Yeah.
But in foreign countries, if you're going, they are like, "Arey, the kids, the women with the kids, please, you move out." This is the approach we are having today. But actually, if you see, this was how the imam was. We are becoming extreme in our approaches. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was not that. At the same time, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also advocated in his hadith, in which he specifically mentioned that Allah has laid down faraid, so do not neglect them. He has set boundaries, so do not overstep them. So you see, the approach of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was balanced, wherein he was kind and warm, but at the same time, you should know where to set the limit. You should know how to teach your kids. So, like for example, most of the parents struggle to teach your kids about namaz or Quran or something.
Yes.
So, but most of the times what we have is like a child and he's not praying namaz regularly. One day he just goes and prays salah properly. Not properly, he just prays a quick salah, but he prays without you telling. So what will sometimes what the mothers react with? Arey haan, tumne pad to liya, but how is your salah? Your salah, you read so fast, Allah will not even accept it. So we are putting in the mind now, the child is like, at least I read without salah. Appreciate that. So appreciate that one aspect which is good. When you appreciate children, they get encouraged and motivated to do good. But if you point out every time the mistakes and taunting and commenting, this is not the right approach. So especially when you're teaching about Islam and all, it doesn't always have to be like, namaz nahi padhonge to Allah will put you in the hellfire and you'll be burning in the hellfire. No, we need to develop the love of Allah. We need to show them the good parts of offering salah, rather than always being extreme in our approaches of making them understand about Deen.
True, really true. Yes, so ma'am, as Deen always approaches for balanced parenting, so I want to ask you that does this Duniya is approaching for balanced parenting or not?
Yes, balanced parenting is in every aspect of life now, because sometimes, in the parenting perspective also, I find parents like, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent us in this world also. So sometimes parents believe that they are focusing a lot on Islamic upbringing, but are
Yes.
thinking that, money and success are the things of these delusions of this dunya. No, Hazrat Abu Bakr was rich. Hazrat Uthman bin Affan were
Yes.
rich. When you are rich, when you have the money, when you have the wealth, you can help the other of your brothers and sisters. If all what you're going to think is no, money is just something we should not be associated with, no, it is important part, because see, money is not bad. The way you spend it is something bad. So if you spend it for the good, it's required for the ummah. The ummah does require that. So when I'm talking about balance in terms of dunya, there is one more parenting style I would like to talk about, and that is something which majority of moms like me are guilty of, and I'm very much guilty of. That is the rescue style parenting. And in this kind of parenting style, you also call it the helicopter mode parenting, because in this parenting style, the mother has this habit of always protecting the kids. We want our kids to have a very smooth life. So if that
Yes.
child comes in the night at 10 o'clock, oh mama, I didn't do my homework all today, I was just doing time pass, can you please help me, otherwise my teacher will shout. Oh, then your mom style comes that, oh no, no,
Mamta,
no, I have to
mamta.
save,
Yes.
otherwise you'll get a this. Yeah. Then if sometimes we give in to certain desires of the children. No, no, mama, everybody is going for that, everybody is
Too
going
early
for a
on.
night out,
Yes.
let me go. Otherwise, let me go, otherwise, I will be left out. So once again that motherly instinctive comes of, no, my child will develop complexes, it's okay, let him go for a night out. These are the
Yes.
rescue parenting style which come into it, which is not required. As parents, give them the times wherein let them feel. If your child is coming late in the night at 10, like, set boundaries. It's not allowed. It's the time to sleep. Now you are not supposed to do the homework.
Yeah.
He will get a shouting from his teacher. Next day, he will come and do the homework. A lot of
True.
parents, because keep asking me the same, children are not doing their homework. Children are not doing their homework now. Leave them. Why are you taking all the stress? It's the child's homework.
Yes.
It's the child's career. It's not you. The reason the parents today are stressed is because everything is theirs. Homework nahi kiya, wo homework, homework, homework. Why are you stressed? Because if you remember our days, when I was young, our parents were not coming in behind us for all these things. They gave us the space, and we became responsible. So for success in dunya, it's very essential that you leave your kids at times,
Yes.
let them get responsible themselves, but show them boundaries. That one thing which we don't educate our children with is how to what are the danger boundaries they may cross. Because if you teach them the danger boundaries, they will never do risky things in their life. Otherwise, sometimes you find children taking very risky steps under peer pressure or whatever. When you teach them what are the safety guidelines in respect to everything, be it physically or emotionally, everything. So here I would like to also emphasize about the emotional health. If you're, as parents, try to control your emotional health, you be proactive, so then you could
Yeah.
help in the balanced perspective of your parents' perspective in your raising up your kids. And also to mention out, since it's an Islamic this, I would also like to add, there are few things recommended by the Quran and Sunnah which help in achieving success in this dunya. So teach your kids that, like giving sadaqah, charity. Right from a young age, encourage your kids to be proactive in giving charity. Then removing others from difficulty. If some of your friends are struggling with homework or something, you go out and help them in any, if they're not understanding. So inculcate these values in your kids, and definitely dua. So if you encourage
True.
all these things in your kids, inshallah, they will achieve success in this Deen as well as Dunya, inshallah.
True. Sure. Yes, ma'am. My next question is to you is, are there some specific approach for parenting theories or formulas? Like there is some specific parenting formulas or theories that this is parenting and this is not parenting. How we can differentiate in between them?
See, actually, a lot of many times, parents are looking out for a quick approach. They think parenting is like a chemical formula. This plus this will give you successful parenting.
Yes.
And they're trying to utilize shortcuts. But trust me, it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. There is no direct formula for balanced parenting. No matter how many courses you do, no matter how many lectures you attend, what is important is for you to find out what is your balanced approach. Everybody has different circumstances here. All right.
Yes.
Everybody is in a very different, a different environment, a different role altogether. You have to find out. But I can assist you with a very light form of realizing how to do this. And I can explain it with a very simple thing, a traffic light. Okay. Now, a traffic light has got 3 colors, red, green, and yellow. Similarly is your approaches. Red are the boundaries you need to set. And this is a red boundary. Your child doesn't have to cross it whatsoever. No matter how many times he comes to budge you on this and try to use his sweet talks or whatever, you are not going to compromise on those red boundaries. And those red boundaries may be something which are going against the Deen, which may be something going against the rules and regulations of the house. And it is very, very important that these red boundaries are set along with your husband and along with your kids involved. Because this is one more thing I would like to say: when parents are not on the same platform regarding the parenting of the child. Mom aisa bol rahi hai, dad is saying something else. Then the child is confused. Which should I follow? He doesn't follow anything, he follows his own way. So it's very important that whatever parenting style or boundaries you set, you involve your husband in it. Ask him that if I am setting this boundary, make sure that you also follow them. Okay, so that is regarding the red boundaries. Then is the green boundary, some things which you can allow your child. Okay, some things, maybe they want a few minutes of 30 minutes of screen time they want on playing games, give them that. Or maybe they would like to go out for some physical exercise or whatever. You give them those boundaries. So they are the green lights which you have, which you allow them. And say something called as yellow, which you sometimes give and sometimes not. Like if a child wants to stay up late in the night, now his regular times of sleeping is 9:30. He wants to stay awake at 11. Maybe it's the weekend or his relatives are there. Okay, you give that flexibility. You give that yellow light is on. Okay, you allow it, and sometimes you don't allow that. So these are the boundaries. If you use these lights in every aspect of your life, so you will find that it will be easier for you to practice balanced parenting, be whatever the situation. Just try to use these 3 lights and then you'll see the difference.
True. So ma'am, we can say from these lines and whatever we have understood that for balance, there must be a compatibility between both the parents, mother or father. Both should understand and both should have the same thinking for their children. It's true, ma'am. As my last question of this round is that what advice you want to give to the parents and children from this balanced parenting approach as we are discussing today?
Can you repeat the question once again?
Yes, I said what advice you want to give the parents as well as children as we are discussing today balanced parenting. So I want you to give some advice to the parents how they can tackle with this situation.
Yeah, I would mention one of the beautiful Quranic verses I was reading today. I'll just quote it. It is, I would like to, you surely cannot guide whoever you like, but it is Allah who guides whoever he wants. This was the consolation Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he gets a bit upset about followers not following him. So similarly, remember that sometimes you are struggling too much in your situation and you are getting, you tried so many parenting techniques, still your child is not listening. Remember the kids of Prophet Adam alayhi salam. Remember the son of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. Not all of the sons, but some of them were disobedient, but not the ones who were righteous. This is because it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who guides people. But you should continue your parenting principles, parenting things. Like your parenting starts from the time your child is in the womb and it continues till your last breath. There is no end that ab bacha bada ho gaya, I'll leave it. No, you have to be there. You have to be that constant guide and mentor in your child's life. You have to be there as a parent, every point of life. And as parent, be proactive. Be proactive as parents. And I know not everybody has the same situation. Sometimes I know certain customers who come up to me, and because I have a very friendly rapport with my customers, some of them just come up with me and like, Aaliyah, we're staying in a joint family and there is so much of task and there's so many things to do and I am not being able to focus. Remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put you in this situation. So he will surely there is a way to
help you out.
Whatever, whatever the situation you are suffering in, maybe your husband is not supportive, your in-laws are not supportive, whatever the situation, wherever you are, there is a way. You have to find out the way in your life, which is required. For that, you need to be proactive. You need to be positive. Like today's world is seeing a large number of women becoming graduates in management and businesses and accounts and engineering and doctors. You need to learn parenting too. It's not just about these qualifications. Sometimes a customer was once telling me, Aaliyah, why do we have to learn parenting? We didn't learn during the time of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The people had Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam during his time. He was a university in himself where people would go and ask things. We don't have, like, we have to go and find and seek knowledge. And there is so many options available online. Try to learn these parenting principles and try to do this. And one thing I would like to say is relax, enjoy this parenting phase of yours. Be it a toddler, be it when your child is making you awake the whole night, or maybe your child who's the toddler who's not eating and you're running behind him, or maybe that teenage, the 8 to 10-year-old who's not doing his homework, or the teenager who is just not sitting and talking to you, or the grown-up married kids or whatever. Enjoy every phase. And when you will be positive and enjoy that phase, the children will look up to you. The children will always know my mom was not the one who was herself not able to manage me, what she will manage anything else. He should always look up to you. Oh, she is my mom. Anytime in my life, I am facing a situation, be it, by mistake, your child entered a wrong party. He had something, he saw something, but he should have the guts to come and tell you that, oh, mom, by mistake, I went in a party and there were wrong people there. Or maybe he hasn't having a situation with his own children. He should feel the faith and trust with you. And it will only come when your mindset is at relaxed, and when you are proactive, and when you are calm, and when you handle things with hikmah. And that is when, your children will come up to you. So enjoy your phase, relax. Don't give in to these whispers of shaitan who has made parenting like the biggest stress of the century. You don't have to be. It's enjoyable, and you will surely miss it when you outgrow that phase. So enjoy it right now.
Yes. Ma'am, most importantly, we always learn things. As today, we have learned a lot about balanced parenting. But I always think that we read about things, we listen to them, but we are never able to implement them in our life. If we will implement them in our life, so it will be so easy, and we will be happy. Our whole life will be happy in this dunya also, and after that also. So thank you so much for this, for a great session.
Anybody has these questions here, Temish, so we can ask if anybody here, these three who have joined.
Safa Sharif, you want to ask something? Walaikum assalam.
Actually, I have a kid. He is 8 years, and he is doing hifz. So I wanted to know, how can I encourage him to do the hifz? Sometimes he says, I don't want to learn. Sometimes he gives this one.
Really nice question, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, regarding this, it is there that when their children are doing hifz or Quran or anything, today's children are very distracted. There are too many distractions which were not there prevalent during our times. And there are so many screens which are far more attractive and good to look at. So, the children today have to be explained not in the way in which we were done. Like at times, how we did his and all, just our parents told us and we did it. But with these kids, so first thing as a person, I would like to suggest it to you is, let not the hifz time be just like a ritual. First, try to focus him to develop relationship with Allah. This is something, which sometimes we don't do. Our mode of integrating or inculcating Islamic values is very ritualistic. It is like, you need to read namaz, you need to read Quran. This is the zikr time. But we need to first develop their relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And once, try to show them videos, try to buy them books, or try to buy them games by first which they're connected to Allah. Okay.
True.
And at times of hifz, if he wants to do hifz and he's showing some tantrums, just don't directly say, you don't do it at all only. Sometimes, our remarks get too adverse. It's okay for him to at times let go. Or you can like have a fixed schedule. Like for my children, I have made a hifz time. So, they know that at that time they have to do hifz. So it doesn't become a problem. Like having a schedule initially will be difficult for you. Like, making sure they do it. But once they start getting into the routine, they have a fixed time. Okay, maybe 4 p.m. they are sitting for hifz. They will sit every day for that hifz because they know that is a routine. And you allow them, okay, you're getting that hifz time. If you want to do any other task, maybe he wants to play game and all. There is a separate time you can have that schedule in your schedule. So once we have all these things sorted out, inshallah, it will help. And there's one thing which I missed out in that parenting thing, and a very, very important thing is dua. Do dua for your kids. Trust me, nothing works more than the dua. There are so many beautiful duas you can do for your kids, like Rabbi Jalni Muqima Salata, wa min zurriyati rabbana taqabbal dua, a'udhu bi kalimatillahi tamma min sharri ma khalaq. There are so many duas. Then, like, while sitting, standing, sometimes your children do something, like the Imam Sudais' mom, who's the Imam of Makkah. His mom had the habit that when she was angry, she would tell him, may you become the Imam of Makkah. May you become the Imam whenever she was angry. Like when, and reflect about the words we use when we get angry. Right? So, sometimes when you are even moving around and things, just say, Allahumma hadihi, Allahumma hadiha. May Allah guide you. May Allah, if something, like when sometimes our children get upset, I just say, Allahumma hadihi, Allahumma hadiha. May Allah guide you. May Allah give you hidayah. It's a dua. You're getting irritated. But rather than saying nothing good is going to happen in your life, you say a dua. And it really helps. So inshallah, if you try to do some of these things and make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make him, and just not hifz, sit with him with tafsir, make him understand the Quranic verses. When he'll start connecting with the Quran, inshallah, hifz and everything will become easier. Inshallah, ameen.
Ameen, summa ameen. Hopefully you got your answer very well. Yes, ma'am. Try to give your answer. Yes, alhamdulillah. I just want to ask you about the recent book which you have wrote, The Saharas Journey from Ignorance to Bliss. And that is an amazing book nowadays, and it's one of the best-selling books. Nowadays, I'm reviewing it, and I have read such a reviews that people are just crying after reading that story. So I just want to ask you that what made you think about that Sarah, and how you wrote that story, whatever you have done with that, I want to know. I'm very curious to know that what the story is about. Yes.
See, Sarah's novel actually came up with, I had no, I wasn't thinking about writing a novel, but I came after a fair. There was an exhibition, because in the Asian Face of Islamic, so we are holding a lot of exhibition. At one of my stalls, a young girl comes up, and her mom was pestering her to buy some Islamic books and all. And she was like, she told me, she's like, I am not interested in reading all these books. Like they were some teenage book guidelines. So she's like, she told me abruptly, she said, it's easy to read this, but it's difficult to follow. Like how you said right now, it's easy to read. Don't give in to peer pressure. Don't do this. Don't do that. But what if the situation comes? It doesn't work now. That's what she told me. She directly told my quote. It doesn't work now. And I was like, yeah, truly. I mean, though her mom got upset, but then I realized that you can't blame that girl. And when I went home, I actually started finding out books like that for the teenagers, especially in the Indian community. What situations we face is very different. So I try to read some books, but we didn't have many of these books written for teenagers in Islamic perspective. And it is an interesting thing for the kids to read as well. So that's when I started writing the book. And I felt that this book would be beneficial for my kids also when I grow up. Majority of my products like come up with my own experience and need when I feel that it's something my kid needs. So I launch it. And that is why I felt Sarah's novel, it covers a lot many aspects like sibling rivalry. It covers teenage infatuations. It covers, how to keep yourself body safety. It covers about, peer pressure. And the social customs sometimes in India, which are in Indian Muslim families like dowry and all. So it covers a lot many aspects written from a perspective for teenage children as well as their parents. And every book, like every story has a story, like it's a whole novel going on. And in the end of the chapter, there is an Islamic perspective on it. So, most of the time you'll find yourself in this situation. And then we have written how to come out of it through Islamic perspective. Because like I always tell you, Islam is a way of life. It is not just namaz and Quran. It is on every aspect of your life, Islam is there. So that is what I have tried to convey through this book, to find out solutions to your problems through the Quran and Sunnah. That is what, and I'm so happy that it's receiving such good reviews. And I was very skeptical about how the audience would react, but I am very happy that this effort is getting appreciation, and people are like, in the midst of the novel, and they are just sending us reviews, and it's really wonderful to read all that. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah.
Yes. I encourage everyone to read such kind of books, because I always believe that when we read such kind of motivational books, now it opens our mind and we are able to think beyond our imaginations. So it's great to have that book, and thank you so much for that, ma'am. And I request my audience to visit that book on ma'am's page. We can find it, and you can order that book from there. And it's not that much costly. And if we are getting something, that's more matter. We are getting in a mind, we are getting what the society thinks about a girl, what a teenage think about herself. So it's more important to understand for that. So thank you so much, ma'am. And I'm really very grateful that you are here. And I am really appreciating your work, that what you are doing on Instagram and other platforms. As a female, it's very difficult for do such kind of things with a household also. So great to have you here, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I want some words from your side for this podcast.
Yeah, Jazakallah khair. Tanish, was so wonderful having you here. And Alhamdulillah, I had a wonderful time being on all year and interacting with you and sharing. And because, it's all about sharing ideas, and, when you are coming up on such platforms, preparing yourself, you learn and others learn. And Alhamdulillah, I'm always keen to share that. And even our product link, I'll just put it up you can put it up on your description in the YouTube channel, so that others who would be interested can come up and get the copy for themselves till the stock lasts, inshallah.
Yes, inshallah. So I request everyone to follow the page, to follow our social media platform, so that we can connect for other podcasts and amazing shows. Ma'am also comes live every Wednesday on her Instagram. So please do follow her. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum. Allah Hafiz.